Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Pleasant. What's poppin'? Uh, hey, what's up, y'all? I just wanted to come on here real quick and pop off. So I'm gonna wait for a couple of other people to get in here. Hey, yes, Gilio, rest in peace, Big. That's what I came on to pop off about. I came on for a few today to talk about where I was when I found out or when I was told that Big passed away. What's poppin'? It's your girl, Miss Pleasant, from the Pop Off Show. What up, hey, sissy? How you doing, Miss Auberlay? What's going on? How's everything going in New York, girl? I miss you guys. Anyway, you guys know today is March 9th. I came in here to pop off. Hey, Miss Pleasant, what's going on? Notifications working? Yes. All right, Pleasant Dream 1013. Marlon, what's up? Come have a seat. Yes. Rest in peace. Hey, James. Thank you. I try to be. Yo, I was out shopping. I'm still out shopping. I'm just jumping on real quick. Hey, what up, Juanita? Welcome, welcome. I see everybody have their notifications on. I appreciate that. So yeah, I was out shopping and I'm like, all right, you guys, let me just jump on real quick so I can give y'all backstory, my story of March 9th, 28 years ago. Hey, what up, C. Griffin? Because you a member. Yeah. Letting everybody know right now we have the Pop Off Show. You can become a member if you want to become a member. Prices today might not be the same prices tomorrow. So make sure y'all jump on that membership. Also, make sure y'all can send me super chats. Lisa Marie Arbelard says, same shit, different day. You already know you ain't missing out on shit. What up, Fancy? Hello. What's going on? I'm gonna beat you up. I'm doing food shopping, girl, not clothes shopping. But anyway, welcome everybody. What's popping, everybody? Today, as you guys know, Alluring Beauty. What's up? Like I said, it's your girl, Miss Pleasant. I just wanted to come on and pop off real quick about where I was 28 years ago on this exact date. And if you don't know, now you know. Today was the day the notorious B.I.G. Was murdered out in California. Thank you for all of those hearts. Tap the screen, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're in here. And Miss Pleasant is going to pop off about what happened on March 9th, 28 years ago. All right, so as you guys know, I'm from 112th and 8th Avenue, basically Slick and the family. And as you guys know, Gene Dale, everybody know Big Gene, he was Puff's bodyguard, security. Bodyguard, not security, because it's a difference. He was his personal bodyguard. So basically, all of the parties in New York and everything like that, you know. Oh, but before I do that, I hope you was able to get some eggs. Yes, Miss Turner, I definitely was. We got about 18 of them. But them drinks was almost $15. But anyway, let me just say today, rest in peace, not only the Big, but Miss Wallace. And I have a story about Miss Wallace as well. Rest in peace to Miss Wallace. She just passed away a couple of weeks ago. And my heart goes out to her because I don't think she wanted to see another March 9th. Because today was a really bad day for her 28 years ago. Let me know, pop off in the comments where you guys was 28 years ago. Were some of you even born? Were you born yet? Where were you at when you first heard the notorious B.I.G. was murdered? Where you was at and what you was doing? And how old were you? Let me know in the comments because a lot of people I know, they were either too young to remember or they wasn't like up on the scene or anything like that. James said he was in high school. Hey, Terrence, what's going on? Salute Miss Pleasant in chat. Everyone hit the like button. Yes, Terrence. Everybody hit the like button. Okay, so Terrence said he was 4 years old. James said he was in high school. Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Def not telling my age, but I was grown. Pleasant Dream said, Alluring Beauty, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I thank you. Marlon said I was in college, Gremlin State, getting ready to graduate that May. Wow. Jerome Williams said he was creeping. So I creep. Yeah, just keep it on the down low. Anyway, so me on March 9th, I was in the hood, out chilling. Hey, what's poppin'? Just chilling, always privileged, salute, peace and love. Yo, Mark, don't be sliding in my inbox without letting me know who you are. I didn't even know who you were, sir. I had to do some cross-referencing, and that's how I knew who you were. So anyway, Clarence said I was 12, living in Newark. I'm coming in the door, going upstairs, and was told about Big. So I was mid-step, like, oh, wow. Wow, only a baby. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know where he's at. Anyway, this is my show, and I'm telling my story. So if you want to know where he's at, go over to his channel and find out where he's at. Now, getting back to where I was. So I was, like I said, I was on the block, and Gene was out in California. He was out in California. He had just left that Sunday. He got on the red eye. But before then, it was the East Coast, West Coast, heavy beef. So, which was really, really crazy. C. Griffin said I was 27. And Terrence said, I learned about Pac and Biggie fast, though. By the time I was 9, and thanks to Big Gene, he confirmed what I thought happened compared to what the media was saying. Right, yeah, because he was definitely in the mix, which is really, really crazy. Marlon said, my favorite joint is Going Back to Cali. A Gemini, just like me. Yes, I love that song, and it is so crazy because when him and Gene was out there in the trailer and Gene had called me on the phone, I was telling Big, like, yo, I love that song. Like, I love the beat. I love everything that he says and everything like that, which is like crazy. So yeah, getting back to it. So Gene had hit me up right before he left. I think it was like a Sunday he left or something like that. And he was jumping on the red eye to go out to California. Now, in the game room on 112th Street, that's where everybody would come through or whatever. So we was up in the game room, and like I said, we already knew the intensity of West Coast, East Coast. So we didn't really feel good with him going out there. But if you guys know Gene, he's very headstrong, and his whole thing about it is he figured by being out there, you know what I'm saying, everybody would be good. Yes, welcome to my people, Jess Allure Beauty. Appreciate that. Thanks for being a member. I love that for us. We're gonna do some good things. So he went out there, but before he went out there, he had explained to me that Wolf and Wolf Peoples was coming out there. So we thought. Once he got to the airport, I think he called me like 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and he called me on the phone. He like, yo, I'm on my way going out here. He was like, yo, I got Wolf ticket. Wolf ain't here. And I was like, what do you mean, man? Wolf is not there. He's like, nah, Wolf ain't coming. He was like, I'm going by myself. And of course, me being who I was at the time, I'm telling him like, nah, don't even go out there. Like, don't even go out there. He like, nah, Shay, don't worry about it. He was like, I'm gonna be good. Give me the loot. I learned that at 10. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs too. So anyway, make a long story short, he went out there. So the whole time he was out there, he called me on the phone the whole time he was out there. So when he was at the video shoot with Big, I was talking to them, which to me, I can't even explain how the conversations that we was having, laughing and joking with them, not knowing what was ahead of them. You know what I mean? He still had the same Like, he always snapped. Like that was his thing. Like him and Gene from 112th Street, we always snapped. So if you came on 112th and 8th Avenue and you ain't have thick skin, you was definitely leaving off that block mad or crying. One of the two, because they always had snaps. So Big and Gene was snapping while I'm on the phone. And back in the back, we had I think they was Sky Pagers. And he had paged me like, yo, call back at this number. I called them back or whatever. So the whole time they was out there, they was doing video shoots. They were doing, what else they was doing? Just running around the whole city. You know what I'm saying? Running around the whole city. But the whole time he was out there, he was letting me know, like when he met up with Chaz, I spoke to him. Spoke to quite a few people, because not only was he hitting me up, he was also hitting the payphone up. And back in the days in Harlem, you had payphones. So everybody would call a block payphone, to see who was out there or what was going on, or, you know what I'm saying? Pleasant Dream 1013, give me the loot, give me the loot. That was one of Miss Pleasant's favorite statements to make back in the day. Yes, if you knew me, just give me the loot. Like, that was like, oh my God. So getting back to him being out there, when Gene was out there, I knew, because I've traveled with Gene. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're from the same crew. So the same way Gene moved celebrities, he moved us. He moved us. We were always safe when we was around him, because like I said, he was always on point. His head is always on a swivel, like crazy, back then and now. So we never had to worry about anything. So for us, we weren't so much worried about him, but we knew that he take his job very, 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 very serious. So the night that he called the payphone, and when he called the payphone, he always would either talk to me, Slick, or whoever else was out there that he rocked with like that. You know what I'm saying? And that knew the situation. So the night that he went and he told Puffnum what was going on, I know you guys heard the story before, but it was this cat named Unique. And Unique was like big time back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And everybody respected Unique. So for Unique to give Gene a call, that was very antennas up. So once Gene told me that Unique called him, we knew, like, wow, Unique called him, and Unique told him basically to strap up. So we knew right then and there something was going to happen. We didn't know when, but we knew something was going to happen, because the fact that Unique called Gene. And the reason why Unique called Gene is because of, like I said, our crew, Slick and the Family. And everybody basically, if you came to New York City, you had to touch bases, and especially in Harlem. If you came to Harlem, you had to touch bases with either Slick or Zip. Those, maybe some other people too, but for the most part, you have to check in when you come into anybody's city. And New York at that time was no different, especially Harlem. It was no different. You came through 112th and 8th Avenue. Believe that. Anybody that was everybody came through our block, either at the Fish and Chip or you came through the game room. So anyway, was it true Big was going to have his own clothing line? Not only was Big going to have his own clothing line, Big was leaving. Big was leaving, and he was about to go and, you know what I'm saying, start a whole nother label with, oh my gosh, what's his name? Diaz. So all of that is true. You know what I mean? So once Gene went and told them that Unique, now Unique, like I said, he was a street guy. So once Unique called and said what was up, it was like, okay, it's time to rock and roll, because at the end of the day, this is a street guy calling, because he knew that Gene was Puff security, bodyguard. So at the end of the day, he wanted to give a heads up because he knew that was Slick Man. So Big was starting his own business. Pleasant 1013. Pleasant Dream 1013. Yeah, he was gonna start his own record label. Him and was Gene and Unique close at that time. James Williams. Well, you have to understand, back then there was crews. So our crew and his crew, we used to throw bus rides, parties, picnics, and all of that. So yes, I can say that they was cool. And you have to think about it at the time, it was Slick, and then it was Gene. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, they like I said, they were crews. So each crew had their members, and yeah, they was mad cool. I mean, he was cool enough, Unique, and him was cool enough that Unique called to give him a heads up. So anyway, so Gene had he had a little intel of what was popping, what was gonna pop off or whatever. So he went to go tell all of them. D-Rock, C's, Puff, Andre, like he told all of them. And it's so crazy because when he called the payphone and we was talking to him, I'm asking him like, yo, what are they saying? Like, what are they doing? And he's like, yo, these niggas is laughing. Like, these niggas is like, yo, it is what it is. Like, nobody was believing him, which is so crazy because 50-50 hindsight, 28 years ago, I bet you they all would have listened to that nigga. They always like, oh, Gene, he's Kevin Costner. He's this, he's that. But your man wasn't wrong. Your man was right. Your man was really, really right. Anyway, so once he, who is Damn Pharaoh? Was she a friend of Puff? Richard Sullivan. Pharaoh. You talking about Mia Farrow? Or Pharaoh? Who's Pharaoh? Terrence said, sad they chose to ignore what Gene told them. Yeah, they ignored what Gene told them, and he was spot on. He was crazy spot on. Hey, Miss Pleasant, Cleveland, Ohio, and Peoples. Hey, Icy. Hey, Icy. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you, Ma, so much. Yes, thank you for becoming a member. Dawn. Oh, okay, the person's name is Dawn Farrow. Oh, Dawn Farrow is the one. Dawn Farrow is the one, I believe, that did the three-way calling for Unique to speak to Gene. Don't quote me on it, but I'm gonna find out when we do the Q&A with Gene, because we're gonna be doing Q&A with Gene in the future, maybe in a couple of more weeks. So Gene, if you out there, we are going to do a Q&A. But yeah, so Dawn, I believe that's her name, Dawn Farrow. Dawn is the one that did a three-way calling with Unique, Gene, and herself. Because when you were back in the feds, you couldn't like call or whatever. So she called, and yeah. Anyway, getting back to the story. So once he had told all of them what was going on, when he called back to the payphone on the block, like, basically, he didn't have to go out there. But Gene is such a loyal person, y'all. He is so, like, his loyalty is everything to him. You know what I mean? So he felt as though that he had to go out there to protect them, to protect Puff. You know what I mean? Him and Puff relationship was crazy. That's why I think to this day that really, really hurt him, because Puff came into the crew, not just Slick and the family, but he came into the same gang too, with Ferg and all of them, D-Ferg and all of them from uptown. So it was a different type of love, whatever. So anyway, once he got that intel that niggas was gonna roll on them, as y'all know, if you have the book or if you heard Gene's story, he knew he had to strap up, and he knew that it was crazy. Richard Sullivan, thank you, my queen, and Miss Pleasant. Appreciate it. You good, you good. But I'll make sure, but I believe that's who Dawn is, if I'm not mistaken. This was 28 years ago, you guys. So anyway, so as far as me, like every time he called the payphone, I'm out, and I'm like, They like, yo, Gene on the phone. You know, I go pick up the phone like, yo, what's going on? What you doing today? This, that, and the other, and the third. One day he was rolling around California and they was chasing Sally Richardson, which I love Sally Richardson. So I was like, what? You crazy. Then, like, so many stories, every time he called me, it was crazy. Well, not just me, but calling the payphone. And like I said, if you're out on the block, hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing, Eddie? If you out on the block, and welcome. If you out, make sure you become a member. Make sure you, hey, Blaze, make sure y'all go and become a member. Because the prices today is not going to be the same prices tomorrow. And you want to get down with the pop-off show now, because we are going to pop off, you guys. So anyway, getting back to that whole day. Now, mind you, on the block of 112th Street and 8th Avenue, back in the days, we had a game room out there. So that day was crazy, because at the same time, on St. Nicholas Avenue and the 112th, the feds. Now, mind you, we outside, we seeing all these helicopters, we seeing everything going on. And down the block, Jim Ice and them, they was getting, the feds was raiding them. That day was a crazy day. Like, everything was popping off in the hood that day. Like, everything. Miss Turner said, my opinion, Diddy hurt Gene by telling Miss Wallace he didn't know Gene after this man just saved your life. Not only that, I also have the story where I was on the phone with Miss Wallace and I got to give her my condolences. But I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, so 12th Street and St. Nick, the No Fear crew, 12th Street, they were getting raided at the time in the day. I think it was like in the daytime. They was getting raided as well. So it was a lot going on that day. And Gene called back the payphone, and he was like, they going out. They going to this party. Now, when I used to roll with Lennox Lewis, y'all know the heavyweight champion of the world, and I'm going to tell that story. Shout out to Aisha. When we rolled with Lennox Lewis, this was in 2000. We was out in Miami with Lennox Lewis. And my homegirl used to date him. So when we was out in Miami, Lennox Lewis had explained to us about the flyers. You know what I'm saying? When your name is on the flyer. So when your name is on the flyer, you get paid. You get paid for that. Or if they're just saying that you're coming, they'll spell your name wrong. Like they'll put, like if your name have 2 N's, they'll put 1 N. So this way, you can't sue them because your name is with 2 N's, not with 1. Hey, welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the room. Hey, Sharice, Betha, how you doing? Oh, hey, Reese, what's going on, moderator? How you doing? Welcome. I am so glad you finally got in. We still got to find out what's going on. So anyway, getting back to the story. So now, like I said, on the block, I runs down to St. Nick and 112th Street because I'm like, yo, what is going on out here? They had all of them guys, all of those fellas, they had them all on the ground. So it was like, wow, it's getting crazy. Run back up the block. Gene calls and he's like, yo, we about to go to this party. He was like, I don't think he really wanted to go to the party. And like he's always said, Puff told him, you could either go or you could stay home. So I think what it was Puff was getting some money. He was getting some money. So therefore, because Big and all of them, they was on that flyer. So therefore, he had to make sure Big was there. You know what I'm saying? So he could cash. So he could ching, cash in. So that meant Gene, of course, you know he's going to go. He's not going to not go because like I said, the first thing about him, he's very loyal. He's loyal to the end. Very Chucky. Friend to the end. Anyway, so now he says that they're going to the party. So it's like, all right, cool, fine. You're going to the party. We already know what type of guy he is. So we already know, like, if it go down, that is, let me tell you, I will take Gene, just Gene by himself, okay? With a whole army. So it's like, all right, cool, fine. They're going to this party. All right. You thinking to yourself, the party, everybody and their mother is going to be there. Celebrities are going to be there. So nothing is going to happen. Nothing too crazy. All Lip 2011. How y'all doing, Miss Pleasant? It's been a while since I've been on here. Good to see you. Hey, welcome, welcome. Yes, appreciate you. Make sure you turn on the notification. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you go and make sure you become a member, because we're gonna be popping off. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Yeah, Gene. Yeah, Gene is mad cool. Like I said, me and him been friends for over 35 plus years. So that just, that just goes to show you. So now getting back to it, so they go to the party, right? Now, mind you, they at the party. Everything is going good at the party. Gene is more than family, right? Slicking the family to the day I die. You know what I mean? I will always have any one of their backs because they always had my back. Always. To this day right now, we're all like this. All of us, grown people. I appreciate them and I love them. Boxing Men said Puff wanted to cash out on Big. Puff said I got Big replacement in Mace. Big going to leave me. I'm cashing out for his life on Big. I could believe that too. I could believe that. Aaron said party was March 8th evening. Right, going into. Yeah, it was March 8th, but it was going into March 9th. You get what I'm saying? It was after 12 o'clock when this happened. No doubt, you will always get shout outs. I always shout everybody out. I love everybody. Y'all my peoples. So now they at the party or whatever have you. So now the phone call on 12th Street, we out there because at this time we had a party in the game room. Now, if you guys know, you know, 112th Street, the game room, you could come in there. People was probably having a rap war. You probably came in there before you saw strippers. This particular night, some chicks that I know, I'm not going to mention no names, they was up on the pool table stripping. Because that's what type of night it was on 12th Street. Everybody was outside. It was beautiful that night, which is so crazy. It was beautiful outside. So everybody was out on the corner or whatever have you, you know what I mean? Because they was in the game room stripping, drinking. And this is just a regular night on 12th Street, like a regular night. Oh, hey, Mr. Wilson. Great day, great evening, Miss Pleasant, sis, and chat. Yes, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. So now, we out. We in the game room. I'm running back and forth from outside, inside, whatever have you. So now, Sean is outside. So Sean picks up the payphone or whatever because he had just made a phone call or whatever. So Sean is out there. Sean picks up the phone or whatever. So basically what you would do if somebody was on the phone, you would just yell like, yo, Gene on the phone, or yo, Shay on the phone, or whatever have you, or whoever the phone was for. So I knew Gene was on the phone, so I went and I picked up the phone. So when I picked up the phone, the nigga was like, he's dead. And I was just like, wait, what? Like, it didn't comprehend, because at the end of the day, in New York City, and especially in Harlem, it's a small world. So me, I used to party from Sunday to Sunday. You understand? And being as though the crew that I was from 112th Street, and I used to go make moves to them, for them. I was like the chick that did it all. You know what I mean? So everybody knew basically who I was. They knew that I was from 12th Street. Or they knew that, she down with Gene and them. So parties, I didn't have to worry about. I never stood on line for any party. No parties did I ever. Me and my peoples, we never stood on line. And we was at every party that was a party in New York City. So now, I get on the phone, and the first thing Gene says to me was, yo, that nigga shit and pissed on himself. And we all know when you shit and you piss, it's over. All I could do was just scream and yell because, yo, to be around Big, he was so cool. I remember when I smoked Newports. Him and Casey from Jodeci, I told them I had only had 3 cigarettes left. I told them, I will let y'all split one. Big and Casey split the Newport that I had gave them, which is so funny. This is at one of the Puff parties or whatever. This is before Biggie was Biggie, and this is before Case was Case. I think Biggie had just did I think he just did the Supercat joint. He was on Supercat joint. So, he was just coming into his own. Hello, everybody out there. Thanks, everybody, for joining in and listening. So now, I felt really, really hurt because I'm like, wow, like, they really, like, they killed them. Because, mind you, 6 months ago, Pac was just murdered. So all of this is going through in my head, like, wait a minute. One of us is out there. Like, Gene is out there. So the first thing, like, after I, got it together, I told Gene, yo, get the out of there. Like, get on the next thing smoking and get out of there, because you being with him, you're a target. You got a big bullseye on your back or whatever. Anyway, I saw something where people were saying, oh, Puff got away in the trunk, like they took him. No, they did not. What they did was, because I asked Gene the same night when all of this was going on, I'm like, yo, what's going on? They drove Puff to San Francisco and they got him out of there on a private jet. And God bless the dead and rest in peace to Chaz. I appreciate you for making sure Gene was straight out there. You know what I mean? Because like I said, he was out there, basically, they was out there like sitting ducks. Yeah, San Diego. Yeah. San Diego, not San Francisco. San Diego, you right. So they got him out of there. I think it was like 2 or 3 hours away or something like that. So now Gene is out there by himself, but not really out there by himself because he had other people, you know what I mean, that knew him. So now it is, like I said, it is crazy. It's pandemonium because nobody on the East Coast, nobody knows that Big is dead yet. MTV hadn't reported. They didn't report it until that morning, that early morning, they reported it. But by then, we had already knew what was going on, which, like I said, at the end of the day, it was crazy because Pac had just got murdered 6 months ago. And here it is, Big was out there. First of all, number one, shouldn't have been out there. That was number one. I don't know if y'all heard, but Kurt Burrows said how he was supposed to be somewhere else across the pond. But he did that U-turn and went out there because he was on that flyer. And not only that, Puff got a little extra cheddar for him being out there. Yeah, he was supposed to be in London across the pond. That's what I call across the pond. I'm sorry, SBJ. That's what I call across the pond. Richard Sullivan said, did Puff and his camp blame Big Gene for Big Zeph? No, they couldn't have blamed Big Gene because if anything, like Gene has always stated, your man wanted to get on and see, and that's the thing about that I always loved about Gene. That man's intuition, let me tell you about his intuition. But that's just who he is as a person. Because we was in shootouts before. And he would just give me because I was like the only female, like with my license and knew how to drive a stick and all that. He would give me the keys to the car and be like, yo, get out of there. And we would get out of there or whatever. But let me tell you about his intuition. If that man tell you something is going to happen, believe you me, it's going to happen. He's never been mistaken. Ever. Never, ever. And like I said, 35 plus years of friendship. Yeah, Never, not one time. And we all made it out. Everybody, every last single one of us has always made it out. So for me, knowing the situation and knowing what happened, I've always looked at Puff a certain way, and that made me look at him totally like messed up because like you're trying to say that you don't know Gene. And it's like, how could you not say that when you was with us, Bear Mountain? You was with us, FDR. You was with us, the parties, like, you know, on the block. You know, like, how could you act like you don't know this man to Miss Wallace? But God bless the dead to Miss Wallace. May she rest in peace. I know she is so happy right now. She is with her son. She is with the love of... Oh, my God.